everyone, it's Steph, and today I'm here with a video to talk about the theory behind contouring. So I see it pretty often on Instagram and I hear people talk a lot about how they struggle with the idea of contouring their face. So I wanted to make a video that was tackling sort of the theory and idea behind contouring so that hopefully it makes it a little bit easier for people that want to get more into learning how to contour their own face. So there are two things that I think are important to keep in mind when you tackle contouring. The first is that contouring is sort of like painting the shadows and highlights that you want to see on your face. And second, I think it's also really important to understand the structure of the skull or the structure of your face more specifically. So to go into each of those in more detail, when I talk about painting in the shadows and highlights of your face, that's pretty much all contouring is. Contour involves having some sort of darker colored pigment, whether it's a foundation or a bronzer or some other type of shadow, and highlighter is pretty much having a lighter shade of foundation or some other lighter pigmented or otherwise decorative mineral, I'm not really sure what to call it, to dust on your face in order to achieve these effects. You can see that I've contoured on my own face with makeup. I've contoured my cheeks a little bit and my jaw, as well as my nose. The point of contouring is to sort of accentuate parts of your face to make it appear more dramatic in a sense. That's contouring as a basis, but as you become more and more advanced with contouring, there are certain tricks that you can do in order to alter the perception of your face shape. I think one of the things that contouring is most useful for is making your nose look slimmer, and it's also really good for making your cheekbones pop out a lot, which all of this ties pretty much into understanding skull structure as well as your own face structure. So if I put an image of a skull up here, you can understand that this is what the bones in your face pretty much look like. When you apply contour, which is the darker shade to your face, you would apply it underneath because it's something that's supposed to look sort of like a shadow. So if you wanted to contour your jaw, you wouldn't put your contour directly on along your jaw necessarily. You would more so want to apply it underneath and brush it up so that you have a blended effect. And then if you wanted to make your cheekbones pop out more, you wouldn't put it exactly on your cheekbone here, you would put it underneath. Same with the nose. If you wanted your nose to pop out a little bit more, you would apply the contour on the sides of the nose or underneath the nose in order to give it a slimmer and pointier appearance. And then highlight is essentially the other part of that step, where highlight is where the light supposedly would hit certain parts of your face. So the highlight would actually go on your cheekbone. You could apply it on your jaw. Some people put it on the cupid's nose and they put it along the center and tip of the nose. Combined, having the shadow and the highlight allows structures of your face to look more dramatic and stick out much more. And that's one of the benefits of using it in makeup, especially in conjunction with foundation, because foundation is pretty much meant to make your face look like one skin tone. It evens it out, and so contouring brings back in shading and highlighting to give your face more depth and dimension. With those things in mind, I feel like it's fairly easy from that point to start practicing with attempting more feminine and masculine types of contouring. Like I mentioned before, skull structure is something that's pretty important with this, so if you're doing contouring for a more masculine look, places that are contoured are going to be typically the jaw, and then instead of making the jaw come to sort of like a round tip, jaws are made to look a little bit more square and harsh. Same with the cheekbones a little bit, like sharp cheekbones. And I think one of the biggest things that distinguishes masculine makeup from feminine makeup is that I would recommend contouring along your brow bone, so that would be close to your eyelid in a sense, to get a little bit more depth there to achieve a more masculine look. Feminine makeup is softer, so I don't think that the contour would necessarily be as harsh on the cheeks, depending on the type of character that you are cosplaying, of course. And then you have other factors that play into this, such as blush as well, which I am wearing today, which give a sort of cutesy, more feminine look to characters as well. So there are a lot of things you can do to play with your looks. So that is the quick rundown of contour theory. There's a lot of other things that can impact contouring and stuff like that. Like, I didn't go too much into the detail of highlights. Highlighters tend to have a wide variety because there's so many different types, not limited to just brightening up your face, but they have a lot of iridescent glitters and stuff like that as well. But if you guys are interested in something like that, I can make another video discussing highlighters in greater detail. But hopefully this video makes contouring a little bit easier to approach if it's something that you've never approached before. If you have done contouring and you feel fairly confident about it, or if you have any tips to share with anyone, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, or if you have any other questions, comments, and concerns. As always, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.